Go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Jen Slater, and I was writing down some stuff. So you wanted us to share what our Mary Kay goals are?
Mm-hmm. What
Okay.
do you want? What's most important to you?
Yeah, I get distracted very easily, which is why I'm here. So my main goal has kind of changed over the years. And so I love leading my team. And so I just want to be there for them and encourage them more than anything. And then also something that I've noticed, and it kind of just happened. I started in 2009. So I've been doing this for a little bit. So it's been my full time, it's been my part time, it's been my no time, it's been like all over the place with kiddos. And so my main goal right now is to show my kids consistency and hard work
Mm.
and how it can pay off. So I have little surprises for them here and there. So when I work my Mary Kay business, I put money away, like all of my money that I make, it goes into their account. And so I once in a while have them peek at what's in there, or they'll go with me to deposit. And so I think right now, this time in my life is showing them that. So they know that when I'm on the computer or when I'm texting my customers, I know that I'm focusing on my customers then, and they know that they'll get my attention when I'm with them. And so they respect that boundary. And so I think just since setting my boundaries, it's been such a huge difference in my business, and kind of keeping the two separate, because you know how they talk about like blending, sprinkling Mary Kay in here and there, which is great, but I tended to, it wasn't really sprinkled in, it was like all a mix of mess. And so now that they know I'm focused on my business, when I'm doing my business, I'm focused on them, showing that to my kids, that's like my main goal right now. So but I think having sales goals and things like that, I still have them. I just need to focus more on that and not get as distracted. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you so much, Jen. Some personalities can sprinkle it in. I've never been one of those people either. So yeah, you're good. You're good. Cindy Pollock.
Okay, well, I gotta follow that. I'm with you. I do the sprinkling in, but I think sometimes it gets to be bigger sprinkles and then sometimes they're not big enough sprinkles, depending on what all is going on in the world at the moment at our house. And so I think for me, what I kind of want to get out of it is just getting a little more structure and organization and kind of a constant flow instead of.
So let me rephrase that question again. Not what do you want out of this class, but what do you want out of your Mary Kay business? Like, what's most important to you?
For me, I think, I don't know, I think it changes a lot. Directorship is still in my vision.
Mm-hmm.
How fast it's going to happen there, I'm not sure, but it's still in my vision. So directorship is something that is in my goal chart.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to come back to that one because that's a really good example. All right. Teresa.
Sure.
Teresa Andrade.
Are you there?
Yep.
Hi. I'm actually trying to learn to set goals and just kind of going for them, how to do it. I'm kind of all over the place, not knowing how to go for it, not very good with computers, technology. So I'm kind of all over. So I need to stay focused on that goal and going after that.
So your goal is?
Setting the goal as like financially setting it and going to that.
Okay, so more of a financial goal. Awesome. We're going to talk about that. Bernadette.
Okay, I feel like I have a lot of goals with Mary Kay.
Okay.
I think one of my first and foremost goals in Mary Kay is getting myself into a better place financially. So using Mary Kay to gain that customer base, having a sustainable income that's, coming in consistently.
Mhm.
And then getting to the point where I do have the opportunity to leave the job that I'm currently at to pursue Mary Kay full time. So
That's the first I've heard that. I'm excited.
I would like to be able to. I love my job. I love the people that I work with. I have an amazing manager that just very much like takes care of me. But I do want to get to the point where I'm eventually, being able to financially help out my family, financially take care of myself, and then have a team that we all like work together, build together, grow together. And I want to have that influence on others to make an impact in other ladies' lives, so that this isn't like a job. This is something that I love doing, and I get to impact people's lives and just have an amazing team of ladies coming on behind me.
It's like creating a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that lifestyle that you're looking for. Not just making a living, but creating a life.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that. Thanks, Bernadette. That's great. Autumn.
Hi, everybody. I'm Autumn. I'm on Christy's team, so I'm still like totally super new at this.
That's great. Teresa's new too, by the way.
I'm sorry?
Teresa's new too, by the way.
Oh, cool. We're new together and learning how to do everything. I actually have the same problem with my goals. I was just trying to work on getting there. But my goals for Mary Kay are currently right now, they are working. I need to work on building relationships and then following through and keeping those relationships and helping us grow. That's something that I want to get out of Mary Kay, especially because I don't really have like a girl group. I don't have girlfriends or anything that I can go rely on. And I speak to one girlfriend from high school, like it, and my mom. So I want to get a network of strong women to support me, and so I can support them and share, our triumphs and our downfalls and everything. And then another goal is just to kind of what Bernadette said, get myself into a better place financially. Is another one just for right now. I work in the restaurant business right now, so it's super crazy. I chose to do Mary Kay just to have sort of a creative outlet. That was what drew me to Mary Kay, besides the fact that the products are amazing, because I love the products.
Yeah.
He's like, why are you selling Mary Kay? I'm like, I'm not selling them because the reason I'm selling them is because I like them. I wouldn't be selling and trying to sell this to you if I didn't like them. So
that's great. Good. Thank you, Autumn. And Donna Roberts. Do we get to see you tonight? There you are.
Yeah, I accidentally pushed it anyway. Hello, I'm sorry, you guys, I am multitasking because I didn't cook. But anyway, gosh, my goal is that I really want to prove, first to myself, but I also want to prove, meaning demonstrate, what it looks like to overcome all of your fears and be successful. I want to mimic that. I want to be successful. I think most of us do, but I want to be able to show women, and it's not really a show you kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to show you guys, you did me, because people who have not been in my corner are becoming more and more insignificant. But I really want to prove to myself that I can overcome every fear that I have that holds me back, so that for the purpose of showing other women that there is no fear that you need to maintain, because nothing can hold you back. So that's my goal.
I love that. So Donna, can I just offer a thought on that? And I want to share this with everybody. So you get what you focus on. So this is one of the qualities I did not have written down, but it came to me when Donna was talking. You get what you focus on. And so when you focus on overcoming fears, guess what you're focusing on?
Fear.
Amen. Yes. So how could we turn that around and maybe say, I'm proving to myself I'm the confident woman God created me to be. Would that be
that's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel confident in every situation. And I love helping other women feel confident in their skin. Confidence is your word, sister. You are confident. Like, you have no idea. Would you guys not agree? Like, when you look at her and you hear her talk, she is Gloria Mayfield Banks mini me, right? I know. So yes, it's, and you have it on the outside. I want your inside to match your outside. You got this. You really do. Sorry. Just had to share that. Thank you so much for being vulnerable. I love you.
I don't know how to be fake, Stacy. I wish I knew how to fake stuff.
That's why I love you so much. All right, Alex, are you ready?
Hi, sorry. I'm also multitasking, so my apologies. So I'd say my main goal right now would probably be to kind of also gain a little bit more confidence and tell myself that I can do it. I might have a bad day or a bad week, but that shouldn't be where it stops. And to be able to kind of pick back up from, you know, the times that I was doing really good and just think upon those to strive to reach goals, and being able to, you know, get to know other ladies as well, and creating those relationships. And you know, they always say fortune is in the follow-up, so hopefully sticking to that.
Good. Good. And I heard you say setting and reaching goals is important to you.
Yes.
Yes. And that's important. Good. Patty George.
Well, hello. I'm Patty George. And, you know, I think I know what I want out of my business. I definitely want to leave my bank world and be a director. That's the ultimate goal. But going there, that's why I picked this class.
No, but
because I need to focus. I need to not get distracted. Because once I get going and things are going very well, then there's always that other world of the bank world that gets into my world, and then it stops this world, and then I don't know where that all then everything just stops for a while. And so I know what I need to do. I need to grow my team double what it is right now. That's my next step is, you know, I have these great 7 ladies that are active majority of the time. Right now, they're not all active, but majority of the year, all 7 are active. But if I had 14, that would be great. And if then they had people, you know, things could roll. But at this point, I think I need to start growing that myself and growing them. So that's my next step is what I want to do. And then like Cindy was saying, I know what I want. I just not sure how far and when that's going to happen. But I need to focus and figure out how to do that.
I love it. I'm so glad you guys are in my class tonight, because I've got some points that I just want to share with you that will help you kind of like minimize distractions and focus in on what you really want. Because we can a lot of times say, I want that, but it seems so far off in the future. And I want to bring it closer to you guys tonight, because it doesn't have to be too far away, and it doesn't have to consume your life. And I think that's the most important thing. So number 1, I want you to write this down. Get specific about what it is you want. So when you say, let me pick out some of these goals here. When you say that you want X amount of dollars for your family, or that you want directorship, or you want to be financially fit, like financially fit can be a little deceiving. Like what is that? Like what does that look like? Get pretty specific this week. I'm not going to ask you to do it at this minute, but number one, I really want you to like break it down. And why? Why do you want to be a director? Why do you want to be financially fit? Why do you want to build relationships? Why do you want to have a customer base? Because if you know why you want to do something, the why doesn't necessarily come first. Like your gut is asking for something. I think God really wired us this way to keep the world moving. Like if we don't have goals, the world stops. Does that make sense? And so I believe that it is in our DNA to want more, and we shouldn't feel bad about that, because that is how he like moves things forward. Do you guys agree with me? Good.
Yeah.
Good. If you don't, I'm kicking you off. No, I'm just kidding. This is not a dictatorship. But I strongly believe that our goals are there for a reason. So going back to what Donna and Alex said about confidence. So how can you be specific with that? So when I was a new consultant, for me, I just wanted to be able to stand up in front of a group of 2 and not like be sick. You know, that was my first step. So what did I do? I practiced my script so that I could like learn it, so I could feel confident in my words and in my inflection. I practiced in front of the mirror. You guys can't believe how much goes on behind the scenes before you ever get up in front. For those of us that are a little bit more introverted and quiet and dropped out of speech class in college, you can do this. Okay? Did you drop out too, Jen? Hated it. My teacher was the worst, but no excuses. I was bad. So get specific. Get really specific, because you got to know when you cross that line. And once you cross that line, you're going to want to like set the next thing. Okay? So that's number 1. Decide what you want. Get really specific. And then blow it up. So what do I mean by that? Remember Gloria Mayfield Banks used to say, trash your house and your goals? Blow it up, because out of sight, out of mind. And so a lot of times we lose track of things, not because other things are distracting us, but because we haven't learned how to distract ourselves with what we really want. Does that make sense? So it's easy to go get distracted by the things that are in front of you, like family obligations and the news and things like that. But if your goal was in front of you and you could get distracted by that, do you see the difference? So our first trip, actually, it took us a few years to get on the trip after I set the goal, but my house was literally trashed. The year they went to Switzerland, I did not go. Or Spain. It might have been Spain. Began with an S. I did not go. I did trash my house in my goal, and I got closer than I ever got. And the next year we went. But you got to like trash it. So confident. You could have like pictures of Wonder Woman doing the Wonder Woman pose all over your house. You could have a picture of you standing successfully in front of a Mary Kay party with everybody like watching. I would visualize and wonderstorm all the time. I wonder what it'd be like to like have my words flow out of my mouth and that people would like understand what I'm talking about. And I wasn't worried about like what they thought of me. I was more worried about, making sure that they feel awesome. Do you see the difference? Directorship. Like when I was going for directorship, I put myself in the cabin with Nancy Grettenberg. How many of you remember her? Nancy Grettenberg and Bree Foster and Joyce Schultz. Like I wanted to be in that group. So I put myself there all the time. I had my face cut out on the director's suit, like trashed my house in my goals. And I still do. So I have my big poster for the stars over there. I have Scotland over there. I have that poster up on the wall that has little things that I'm working on. I mean, I always have my stuff all the time out in front of me. Make sense? So distract yourself, but just in a different way. Is that helpful?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so number 1 was get specific. Number 2, get it in front of you so you see it all the time. And sometimes you have to change it up. Like I had that poster in a different place and I had to move it because you know how when you put things up and all of a sudden you don't notice them anymore? Yeah, you got to move it around, shake it up a little bit. Do a new goal poster every month or every quarter or every 6 months. Shake it up, okay? And then when you reach a goal, you gotta like celebrate. So I don't know if there's D's on here. Bernadette might be a little bit. But the D's, Donna, the D's, the D's will glide over a goal. Like they're on to the next thing. But if you don't celebrate, your brain is always like going after things and never feels successful. And part of building confidence is acknowledging the things that you do well and acknowledging the times that you've won. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is what needs to happen to make that happen? So what needs to happen to help you feel more confident, Donna? I know you're multitasking.
No, I'm just needing to take it off mute. Wait.
Okay. What needs to happen for you to feel more confident?
For me to, gosh.
Good question, huh?
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I want to say it out loud. Sometimes I can get naked in front of people, but that'll be, you know, too. I at least have to keep my underwear on when I'm walking around people, but that would be so, but there's something that I know, and I'm actually doing it. You're seeing it. You just saw it, but I don't want to say it out loud. But I just showed it to you. I texted to you.
Me?
So, you just don't know what it is fully, but
Okay, I didn't get a text from you, but I will. Okay. All right. So you know what you need to do to feel confident.
oh, yeah.
Is what you're saying. Okay. So you will know specifically when that happens.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna pick on Bernadette because I haven't picked on you. And you're in the middle. Why have I not picked on you, Bernadette? You're in my middle. So how will you know that you're getting financially fit? How will you know that you're building a great team?
As far as like getting to the point where I'm financially fit, it would be accomplishing that first goal of paying off all the debt that I have.
Okay.
So that would be my first step, and then getting to the point where I'm building up like my nest egg and savings and feeling like more comfortable.
Good. Love that. So that's also, I know this sounds really weird, but if you've ever been in my financial class before, you know I talk about the debt snowball and how you got to have that like out in front of you. So I would have it next to my phone when I was a consultant. So I knew why I was calling people because my goal was to become debt free and to be that way for the rest of my life. And so debt free is a really great place to be, you guys. Not gonna lie. I've been there with overwhelming debt and I've been there with no debt, and I'm there today, and it feels so good. But you kind of have to go through the pain to get there. And so having it in front of you, some people need to like see those numbers going down. So how much can I profit from my business to knock it down this month? Getting really specific on that. Because honestly, Bernadette, when you do that and are able to show other people how to do that, that's leadership. And that's the team that you're going to be building. You're going to help women feel more confident financially and a lot of other ways too. Build that customer base. So you might want to set a specific goal on how many customers do you want this year? And break it down to how many people do I need to see every week in order to have that. So my goal was 100 customers. I needed to see 4 to 5 people a week to get 2 new customers. week in, week out, week in, week out. And so tracking those financial goals in your date book or on your desk or having it somewhere, but breaking it down into those little tiny bite-sized pieces like directorship. So I know Cindy and Patty both talked about directorship, and Bernadette did too. Like breaking it down into that bite-sized piece. So what needs to happen in order for me to move forward? Patty was really very good, like very specific about doubling her team. So take that a step further, Patty. How many people do you need to be talking to get 7 more on your team? You need to recruit out of how many, basically?
What is it like? I think, what is it, like 1 out of 5, right?
Yep. Is it 1
Probably.
out of 5?
So
yeah.
Huh?
Doing it. We've been doing about, I've been counting the numbers because I got a whole notebook that I keep track of interviews in, and it's been about 1 out of 5. Teresa, you're on your 6th interview, and you're going to have a new team member this week. So
So I got to do at least 35.
Yep.
Yeah, at least 35, 40 people.
So how fast do you want to do that?
That's the key. I have to figure out. That's what I got to do. I got to find that. That's where I got to figure out these distractions. That's why I picked this, because I need to so like, for example, I need to just plan it, because like this, we talked Saturday and I'm like doing my $1,000 day Friday. Okay.
Oh, good.
I'm on it. I sent out all my emails Monday. I sent out texts tonight. I mean, I'm like on it. I've already got people texting me and they're like, can I text you now? Or I'm like, I don't care what you do, but I'm not going to do it till Friday. One lady ordered before I sent the email and she texted me right away. Oh my God, I just sent you an online order. I'm like, it's fine. I got you, but I'm so on it and I'm so organized. I'm ready. And I have my customer list. So I just have to, I'm focused on that because I know where I want to be by the end of June. So I know what I have to do. So in my head, if I can get my head wrapped around and focused on and I just need to focus without getting distracted. And I know this week I'm not going to get distracted because I'm set, if that makes sense.
Is your what? You're set.
I'm set. I have Friday off. I'm good. I know where everything's at. But that doesn't happen every week.
And some of us are really great at sales, like sales we can do in our sleep. And then when it comes to team building, there's this, either it's not on our radar, we haven't put it in front of us as a distraction, or we don't believe deep down inside, we either don't believe we deserve it or believe we can have it. And so ask yourself those tough questions this week. Do I feel I deserve it? Do I feel I can have it? Do I feel like I'd be a great leader? And if you answered no to any of those, then I want you to challenge yourself further. That's the next step. What do I need to change to feel that way? And for some people, it's just creating those, that visualization and affirmation. I wonder what it'll be like to be a great director. And I have 5 words. I don't know if you guys can see it. When I had cancer, I had time to think about what I really wanted. And I wanted to feel, I just moved to Arizona, so I was feeling disconnected from Iowa. So I wanted to feel connected to people. I wanted to feel free and flowing. I wanted to feel inspired, creative, and affluent. So those are words that I wrote down. And every day I would look at those words and I'd kind of rate myself. Today I'm not feeling connected. So what needs to change for me to feel more connected? Does that make sense? So what is it for you? What are the feelings that you want to create from what it is that you want out of your business? And so what is leadership? What does being a director mean to you, Patty? When you're a director,
It
how
would
does
be
it feel?
it would feel exciting. I don't know. I just feel like it would be great to lead women into this awesome company and to do great things for themselves and to get them out of like the world I was in. And I could feel like I could have all these great stories for them, but I'm not there.
You can share those stories today. So I want, so we can't be who we want to be until we feel who we want to feel here. Does that make sense? So I want you to practice stepping into, you're a leader today. You have longevity. You know how to have $1,000 day. You know how to sell this product. You know how to connect with people. You know, like you are a leader today. So I want you to feel it first. I had to feel financially fit first before I could leave my job. And I had to feel financially fit before I could be financially fit. It's almost like you can't go there from here. So until you step into confidence, you can't be confident. And I know it sounds backwards and counterintuitive, but I want you to practice that feeling first. I visualize myself talking in front of people all the time before I became confident talking in front of people. Like I would just stop and just like, okay, this is what I want to look like. And I would like mimic people. Gloria Mayfield Banks. Stacey James was the one I really mimicked. Like people will tell me all the time, you have Stacey's mannerisms. Well, yeah, I played Stacey's tapes in my head all the time until it became like that, you know, that's the kind of person I wanted to be. Somebody who felt comfortable in front of people, and it didn't come naturally to me at all. So I'm telling you guys, if you don't feel like it's natural to you, it's okay. You don't have to be a natural. None of us were born a natural, but it just takes that practicing in your head. So what is it that you want? All right, am I making sense?
Yes,
Are you getting some good takeaways?
absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. So what was the first thing? Decide what you want, get specific. Second thing is set some numbers, something that you know that when you cross, you can celebrate that win. And what needs to happen next? So don't get worried about, like everybody wants to move so fast, but a lot has to happen in like small little increments. Like don't worry if the next thing you need to do is like learn how to connect with people or book people, or those are small steps that can make all the difference in the world. Like don't get too ahead of yourself, because I've seen a lot of people move really quickly and they don't have the skills, so they don't sustain it. So don't get worried that you got to hurry up and do this. Just what's next, okay? What's next? I tell people a lot to slow down to speed up. Slow down to speed up. And what I mean by that is sometimes we like go through things so fast that we're not building those relationships. We're not connecting with people. We're missing people. We're missing the close. We're missing the follow-up. I see people like burn through 20 interviews and didn't get anybody closed because they didn't really stop and listen and build that relationship with people. Does that make sense? So there's nothing wrong with small beginnings. That's what I was trying to say. Nothing wrong with small beginnings. I look back, you guys, I do believe that God is working behind the scenes all the time, because I look back in this move to Arizona, like leaving everything behind and then, you know, trying to get established here, not knowing anybody, getting sick. And I didn't hold but 2 parties in my first year here. And so how in the world can I hold 2 parties and that next year maybe hold a dozen parties? And we have like getting close to 250, 300 people in Arizona now. How does that happen? It only happens, it happens not because I'm great. You guys know, I'm not all that great. I forget a lot of things. I don't do everything right. But I do have this, I've worked on this belief that things can happen. And so, and that I don't have to be in control all the time. Like if somebody says no to me, I'm like, not a match. She's great, she's beautiful, she's wonderful, but I just need to like go ask the next person. And don't wait. So many times we like wait around for them to say yes. And we miss all these people over here. Or on the other hand, we're like moving so fast, we never go back and like follow up or really listen or build those relationships. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't have to be all that great. My personal team, you guys, I only have like 32 personals. That's not even one a year in K business. Am I giving anybody hope?
That's because you're building leaders.
But I've recruited some really great people who have recruited some really great people who have recruited some really great people. So you don't have to be good at everything. I had that conversation with one of my consultants the other day. She's like, I can recruit, but I can't sell. And I'm like, just, get in front of people. The product will sell itself, and keep looking for those next people. You're doing great. And for some people, they're awesome at sales and they might not. I'm not that great at recruiting. I'm not. But I've looked for people who have a desire. So I've surrounded myself with people who have desire. And that's probably the best thing. So does that make sense?
Yes.
Don't get so caught up in, oh, she can do it because she's Stacy. No. I put my pants on the same way you guys do, and I'm good at some things and I'm terrible at other things. And we all are. That's why we work so well together. Okay. Set aside time. So, all right, you set your goal, you know what you want. I need to plug in this computer, it's gonna die. Now you've got to have some time. I'm not saying it's gonna take gobs of time. If you can even set aside an hour a day somewhere, you can do this business. You do need to find those time slots to hold some parties, but if you could set aside an hour a day for booking and follow-up, or customer service, or what's most important to you today, you can do this. And it doesn't even have to be an hour in one time slot. Some people are better at sprinkling it in. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes there. But the main thing is guardrails. Pam Shaw talked about guardrails. Do you remember that, Jen? Guardrails. So a guardrail to setting up that time is set an alarm in your phone. Put it on your calendar. Write out what you're going to do in that hour. Get specific. And if you'll do that one little thing, it'll alleviate so much distraction. And then you have to guard that time with your life. Have that conversation with your family. Have that conversation with yourself. For some people, it's easier to like have a reward after you do it. Now, I get to go in my pool, Patty, after I spend 1 hour on the phone. So, or, I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go have a bubble bath, whatever it is, celebrate it. Celebrate everything you do that gets you closer to your goal. Whether your hour brought anything or not, celebrate the fact that you actually did it. Because not every day is going to be fruitful. Some days you're not going to see the fruit for 3 to 6 months, 3 to 6 weeks. So just keep going, okay? It's having the wherewithal to be, I am not disciplined either. And Pam Shaw talked about this. It's not even in my top 10 of strength finders. I am not disciplined, but I have set up guardrails. And I have distracted myself with what I want so much that I want it so bad. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. What are the things that derail you? You've got to figure that out too. What derails you the most? You guys know? Anybody want to share?
I will share.
Okay.
I don't even know if this is really, I'm an emotional eater. And so when I feel stress or even when I feel boredom, I'll stop and eat. And so that distraction, it's an unnecessary distraction, but then it's a domino effect because I'm an emotional carb sugar eater. At least I was, because I'm resetting my life right now. But anyway, and then you end up feeling sleepy and tired and you feel bloated, you know, so I self-sabotage through food. And really it just tears up the roof of my, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's been a very big stronghold for me.
It is. You know, I read something recently because I'm the same way, Donna. Like the potato chips in the closet are calling my name. Like it's sad. I'm salty. Give me anything salty, spicy. And so do you know that we have these like things in our body that when we feed it when we feed ourselves like carbs, it starts to crave carbs. But if we will like stop for 3 days, it'll like diminish dramatically that. So if you can even just have a little bit of discipline for 3 days, and please know I am the worst, Donna. Like I will do great and then I won't do great, but I do make sure that my Mary Kay I'm doing at a time where I'm alert and I can like not get distracted by potato chips. I think for Pam Shaw it was peanut butter, right? Yes. So for a lot of us, it's something like that. Is that helpful at all?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Other distractions. People, jobs, kids, grandchildren. Yeah. So sometimes it's just figuring out, and it might be a conversation. It might be getting some extra help. It might be, you guys know what it is for you. Like inside of you, you know what you need to do to minimize those distractions. And for some of us, they're emotional distractions. Like we get a little bit emotional. We're women, and hormones are a real thing. And so we can get emotionally off balance certain days of the month even. And so I had to know like my cycle, because I used to think I was going crazy. And then I'd be like, nope, these are the 3 days that Stacy's the craziest. And so I seriously would not plan any major Mary Kay nothing in those 3 days, okay? So if it takes that, it just takes that. But as you're figuring out one little thing at a time, one little thing, one little thing, one little thing, and getting it like figured out for you, pretty soon you're going to look back and there's like nothing, like stuff isn't weighing you down anymore. How many of you could get excited about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One little thing. Okay. Cindy, did you have something you want to share, or are you just saying yes? All right. Prioritize. We've got a couple more things that I want to share with you guys and then we're done, but prioritize. What is most important and what can go to the side? I also think it's important to do a dump list. Every Saturday, I do a dump list. Everything that's bugging me goes on that dump list, and either I delegate it, dump it, or do it. So if it's something that I can do in the next week or month, I'll put it on the calendar. So it is out of my head, out of my mind. I can like refocus. If it's something that is not that important, it's not going to get me where I want to go with my faith, my family, or my career, it's gone. Like I'm not even going to fret about it. It's not my deal. dump it, do it, or delegate it. So some things on your list are not meant for you to do. And there are people in this world who love to do things that you don't like to do. There are people in this world who like to do laundry. There are people in this world who like to clean floors. There are people in this world who love to clean your house. And, you know, we get sometimes prideful, or we think we can do it better. And I'm going to tell you, you probably can do some of these things better, but is it getting you where you want to go? And if it's not getting you where you want to go, Mary Kay said, stop spending dollar time on penny tasks. You're not making money. Proverbs 31 woman. You guys know the Proverbs 31 woman. She did not do everything herself. She had people cooking her meals, people sewing her clothes. I mean, she had people. She did not do all of that in every day. That was her lifetime, you guys. That was not a day, okay? And she had a lot of help. She had a lot of servants. So there are people who like to do what you don't want to do. And there are people who will do it for free or inexpensively too, because they just love it. So I have a little girl in the neighborhood who likes to wrap things, and she likes Mary Kay lip gloss. You know, who can you get in to kind of help you with some of these things that you don't necessarily need to be doing? And kids. Yeah.
I have my son doing, I delegated a lot of my list, and it has changed my life. It's been awesome because he wants to earn screen time. Like, you get to play with your friends when, you know, on your little thing.
Yep.
And after you did the stuff.
So
I haven't picked the slider in forever. Huh?
So if you're doing a dump list on Saturday of everything that needs to be done, then you could think, oh my gosh, you could think, my kids are going to be home on blank night, and that's the night we're going to do this project.
Yes, and I just mark the ones that he can do, or even my daughter. I mean, she's 4 and she loves to help, so she can help with this, put laundry away. It's been so nice. I'm not as stressed. I have more time.
Yes. Yeah, that bug list, that dump list is huge, huge. Okay, I got 2 more points and then we'll kind of wrap it up. But spend time daily seeing your dreams. So if you are not taking a time during the day, and I know Jen Slater, you're savers, right? Visualize. If you're not taking some time during the day to visualize yourself where you want to be, seeing where you want to be. I love doing that. In fact, Christy and I have discovered Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza teaches neuroscience and talks about like stopping the world. He's got a couple meditations where you stop and you just really go there in your mind. Like, God created you with this little reticular activator, and the minute you like think of something, you see it everywhere. And the more you think about it in the morning, the more you see it everywhere. So one of the things that I want to do is buy a Jeep for my husband for his birthday. Did you guys hear me? And so that's in my reticular activator right now. Do you know how many Jeeps I see all the time right now? I know. And so that's one of my visions. So our vision for completing our $5 million year, and the vision of buying that for him is there. And so I'm seeing it every day. And it's interesting. Like, part of the meditation is giving it back to God, to let it, like, He's working behind the scenes. And it's so fun. Like, you get to see like the miracles. I seriously Mary Kay partnered with God. Give your goal back to Him and watch Him take it and create miracles. Like, there are people coming out of the woodwork. I have 3 interviews this week with people that I haven't thought about in years. And 2 of them contacted me.
Wow.
Blue. Not out of the blue, out of the oblivious. I didn't know they were even there. God did. So do you hear what I'm saying? We don't have to do it all. We just have to get in that right place. And then number 8, accountability. I have a love-hate relationship with accountability. Anybody else? Yeah. It's good and I hate it. And it's good and I hate it. And it's good and I hate it. And I don't like holding people accountable. And that's not what accountability is about. Like, I'm not here to hold you guys accountable. But what accountability is being vulnerable enough to share your goals with people who can support you. And they're not the ones who are going to hold you accountable. You're holding yourself accountable. And it's actually getting yourself in that place to say, I want to be able to tell this person I had a win. I want to be able to tell this person or these people. So having this like inner circle group, and it might be one person, it might be a group of people. I don't recommend just one person unless that's somebody that is with you through thick and thin and will never leave you and won't let you off the hook. Sometimes it takes a village of people to be accountable to. So share your goal, share what you're doing. And you have to be accountable enough to like let them know like on a daily, weekly basis. Because if you haven't shared what you're doing with somebody in a week, it's gone. So you can share your goals with your customers. Your kids are awesome. They never let you off the hook, right? So your coworkers, your husband, your director, your sister consultants, having this a big, huge accountability group where you're at least telling somebody once a day or once a week, huge. Because it keeps it in front of you and you don't want to be the one where they ask you a week later, so how's that going? And you say, oh, I forgot about that. Right? Yeah, that's what we can. All right, so what are your biggest takeaways, and did you get some questions answered? What were some of the questions you got answered?
There's a lot of stuff.
I was hoping it was a lot and that there wasn't nothing. Jump on in.
Can I give my biggest takeaway?
Yes, Bernadette.
Okay, so my biggest takeaway is because I set these goals and they're like so big and elaborate in my head that it just seems so far away. And breaking it down into those smaller steps and taking smaller bites of everything is my biggest takeaway, because like having this goal in my head and having it so far away, it's like almost draining and exhausting, even like thinking about trying to work towards it.
Yes.
So breaking it down into such smaller pieces makes it so much more attainable for me.
And so that is how you're wired. You're a stair-step person. There are mountaintop people and stair-step people. And if you can break that down into those bite-sized pieces and celebrate those wins along the way without losing sight of the bigger picture. Does that make sense? Because we can get wrapped up in the minutia, but the big picture is gone, and then we're like kind of wandering in the desert for 40 years. So you want to have a little bit of both. Like, you know what you want, your intention behind these little things, keeping that in front of you, but celebrate those wins. And when you string little wins together, that's when you look back and you go, oh my gosh, look how far I came. I had no idea. Yes, I love it. Thank you, Bernadette. You're gonna do this. I know you are. Jen Slater.
I have something to go off what Bernadette said. So I'm the same kind of person. Like I dream big, and then I kind of like not shut down, but I get overwhelmed, and a confused mind does nothing. Does that sound familiar? And so with my morning routine, that visualization is the big picture, and then also all the way down to my day. So like what little baby step today can I do to get me to that, like to directorship, like whatever your goal is. And that has helped me a lot to focus, and then really make the most of my day, because it just allows you to have that focus and that baby step for the day. So you know how it compounds, that little thing every single day and it will come. So just like Stacey said, if you just practice and you keep doing it, you get in front of the faces and it happens. And so I just wanted to bounce that off of you. And then my big takeaway was, I loved, I think you said, Stacey, that you're not making a life. I mean, you're not making a living, but making a life.
Yes.
I like that, because I really do believe that you do what you're passionate about and it's not work. And so was it Patty that said that too? Like, you don't work, you want to love doing it and enjoy doing it. So that was my kind of main takeaway. And you get what you focus on, whether it's the good or the bad. So.
How many of you know you have focus in your top 5 strength finders? Anybody? If you do, I'm going to tell you that I have focus in my top 10, and this is what happens to me. I get so focused on one thing that everything else, like, you could start to focus on the wrong thing. That's what I'm trying to say. So look at your strength finders, and if focuses in your top 5, you may want to have a conversation with your mentor about like what's the right things to focus on and what are the not so great things to focus on, or how can you like increase your focus. Because I know it sounds weird because we're talking on a class on staying focused, but some people focus so much into like the minutia and not the bigger picture. Does that make sense? All right, a couple more and then we got to jump off because it's almost 8 o'clock. Anybody else want to share?
I can go, and unless somebody else wants to.
Go ahead, Donna.
All
Step
right.
into your confidence. Go, girl.
Well, I got a couple of things out. I like what you were saying about confidence. And it's just that reminder that you just need to step into it. You don't have to feel, you're not going to feel confident unless you're doing confidence, you know. And I liked, because I'm very distracted, and it is heartwarming to hear that other people who I just don't even see that way. I think Jen, she just appears to be very methodical, and I can't imagine her being distracted. So that is kind of comforting. Nobody likes company. But when you was talking about blow it up, being distracted by what your goal is. And so how do I visually put those distractions in front of me so that when I, turn to the left or to the right, I see my goal as opposed to other things that take me away from my goal.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And I hope, when you've got a big goal, like right now, we're wrapping up a big goal, no TV, no news, I have to turn off my notifications on my phone sometimes because that's a distraction for me. Facebook can become a distraction. So minimizing those things that get in the way. And so throughout the day, you might want to set a couple of alarms in your phone. And when the alarm goes off, ask yourself, what am I doing right now? Is what I'm doing right now helping me have a better relationship with my family, with God, with my business? Is it where I want to be? Or is it bubble gum for my brain? Which, you do need to step away every once in a while and feed yourself again. I hope you guys know that. I'm taking almost every week, few exceptions, I'm taking 4 o'clock Saturday to 4 o'clock Sunday off. It's my downtime. I am not doing Mary Kay during that time. And so you gotta, that works for me. Other people need, an hour a day, whatever, to feed you. And I know some people it's exercise and listening to music or going out with friends or whatever it is, whatever fills your cup up. You got to do that too. So we could talk.
Stacey,
What's that?
I'm going to say that was really very, very powerful what you were saying. When you were saying to set alarms, to ask yourself, what are you doing? If that satisfies going towards your goal, because I don't honor alarms, because I'm like, okay, well, did I finish it? Did I start it? But I think for me, I'm going to try that, because I will just keep staying on something too long, and I'll just hit the snooze, even awake. I don't mean like getting out of bed. I mean, I'll keep hitting the snooze while at work. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I didn't accomplish what I wanted to. And that's because my alarm needs to be different. It needs to be a check on what are you doing, and did it satisfy is it moving you in the direction where you wanted to go? I thought that was very powerful.
Good.
Brendan Burchard talks about that too, where he talks about how do you want people to talk about you 20 years from now? And so what are the words that you want them to describe you as? So is it funny? Is it happy? Is it whatever? And then those are your words that you focus on. And that alarm, when it goes off, it says, are you being happy, funny, or whatever those words are? So that reminded me of that. That's really good. I like that, Stacey.
Thanks. And I just put water. Like my alarm is named water because I do not drink near enough water. So it's water. 3 times a day it goes off, and I stop. I get a glass of water. Good Teresa. Everybody's drinking their water now. I stop. I take a drink of water, and I ask myself, is what I'm doing right now helping me have the lifestyle that I dream about? Yeah. All right. So I hope that helped a little bit tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming on. It's 8:02. We had a great conversation. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I'm so excited that we're able to do this.
Thank you so much.
Have a great week.
Bye.